This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Hey everybody, I'm kinda back. I'll tell you who today's video is not sponsored by. My moving company that still will remain unnamed for now. My things were supposed to be delivered on Friday, last Friday. Then it was supposed to be Sunday. And here we are, and it's going to be this Friday, they say. Depending on how this shakes out, it will determine whether or not I start naming names. Anyway, I am in an empty house, as you can probably tell from the echo. And I want to talk about a few things. I'm going to start peppering in videos. I want to, first of all, thank the Bank Sisters. I think they've done a great job. I've seen a lot of comments, and I've gotten emails from people. Why did you put them on there? You don't agree with them. I wholeheartedly believe in conversation, and I think that offering different opinions is a way to move the conversation forward, for us to flesh out the things that we believe and why we believe the things that we believe. And we may not see eye to eye 100%, but I believe they have the good of the country and the American people and the world in their hearts, and that's what's most important. I don't believe that they're going at their opinions from a place of bad will. So that is why. I appreciate them. Thank you, girls, for taking over the channel and guest hosting. You are very much appreciated. Also, Michael Greiner, I think he's doing a great job. Another person, we don't see eye to eye on every single topic, but we don't have to in order to work together to make the world a better place. So that is where we are. Empty house, sitting in my living room. Mattress on the floor, out of frame. What I want to talk about today is what took place yesterday in the committee with both Senator Rand Paul, dum-dum from Kentucky, and Roger Marshall, believe it or not, even a bigger dum-dum than Rand Paul, Roger Marshall from Kansas, who apparently just lets his staff run the show, write his questions for him, and allows him to look like an absolute, unmitigated moron in front of the world. We're going to start with Roger Marshall, who thought he was going to have some kind of a gotcha moment with Dr. Fauci related to his financial disclosure form of what kind of investments he has, as though a public employee isn't going to be required to register his investments or her investments, her bank account information. All of this is all public record. So Roger Marshall had his staffers print up this giant goofy check with Anthony Fauci's salary on it, which is upwards of $450,000. Money well earned, by the way. I don't have a problem with him earning the money he earns. If he was in the private sector, he'd probably be earning a lot more money than he is in the public sector. It is a sacrifice for him to do what he does for the United States and the people of the world, to be frank. So let's get to this first clip. Roger Marshall from Kansas thinking he's going to blow the world up with his genius, getting to the bottom of a mystery that does not exist.
As the highest paid employee in the entire federal government, yes or no, would you be willing to submit to Congress and the public a financial disclosure that includes your past and current investments? After all, your colleague, Dr. Walensky, and every member of Congress submits a financial disclosure that includes their investments. Where would we find it?
All you have to do is ask for it. You're so misinformed, it's extraordinary.
Why am I misinformed? This is a huge issue. Wouldn't you agree with me that you see things before members of Congress would see them, so that there's an air of appearance that maybe some shenanigans are going on? You know, I don't think I assume that that's
Senator,
not the case.
What are you talking about?
It's not the case.
My financial disclosures are public knowledge and have been so. You are getting amazingly wrong information.
So I cannot find them. Our office cannot find them. Where would they be if they're public knowledge? Where?
It is totally accessible to you if you want it.
For the public. Is it accessible to the public?
To the public.
Great. We look forward to reviewing it.
You are totally incorrect.
Well, we look forward to reviewing it.
Senator Marshall, Dr. Fauci has answered you. It is public information, and he's happy to give it to you if you would ask. Senator Moran.
What a moron.
A couple of things. One, the little moron clip at the end. Appropriate? Maybe not. Understandable? Absolutely. Because what Senator Marshall here is doing, jackass of the year, Roger Marshall, Mr. Robot, who holds his hands like he doesn't know how to hold his hands when he talks. If you were in a position to just doing your job, trying to save lives after going on 3 years of a pandemic, where Republicans are keeping this thing going by not doing what is necessary to keep their neighbors safe, to keep themselves safe. And then you go to a committee where people are sideways accusing you of making investments and earning money off of the misery and the horror and the trauma that we're all going through. Tell me you would not speak out like that at the end, calling him a moron. Because I'll tell you right now, I don't need to whisper it having not turned off the mic. You, Roger Marshall, are a fucking moron. You're a danger to yourself and others, and you have no business in the United States Senate. Hard jump cut here. I forgot to say this in the original recording of this. Roger Marshall, with all of his screaming and yelling about Anthony Fauci and creating a conspiracy theory about his financial improprieties or possible financial improprieties, I'm going to read but a sentence from a Vanity Fair article. Marshall himself was more than 17 months late in disclosing some of his financial information last year, leaving him in violation of the Federal Stock Act. If hypocrisy has a name today, it is Senator Roger Marshall from from Kansas, who has the temerity to stand there accusing with no evidence, ginning up a conspiracy theory about Dr. Anthony Fauci, the same thing that he is guilty of, which is not disclosing, failing to, being in violation of the law. Absolutely disgusting. And we can cut back to what I was saying in the original recording of this. This leads us to Rand Paul, who has made it his personal mission to attack Anthony Fauci, not just in committee, but anytime he can get a mic in front of his face. Watch this remarkable moment where Anthony Fauci, after 4 or 5 or 6 minutes, finally has had enough and wants to clear the air, wants to talk about the attacks from Rand Paul. And not only does he do a fantastic job of it, he brings up Rand Paul's financial impropriety and the way that he absolutely is profiting, not just off the pandemic, but fear-mongering and ginning up conspiracy theories about Dr. Anthony Fauci. Watch this one.
Everything that I've said has been in support of the CDC guidelines. Wear a mask, get boosted.
And you've advocated to make it coercive and done
a look
through
at
force,
everything
and you've
that I've
advocated that
said.
it be done by mandate.
Right.
You've advocated that your infallible opinion be dictated by law.
Right. So again, Madam Chair, I would like just a couple of minutes because this happens all the time. You personally attack me, and with absolutely not a shred of evidence of anything you say. So I would like to make something clear to the committee. He's doing this for political reasons. What you need to do is, he said in front of this committee.
Do you think your takedown of 3 prominent epidemiologists was not political?
You don't want me
That
to
was my
finish because
question.
you know what I'm going to say.
That was the question.
Senator,
Were you political in taking down these 3 prominent epidemiologists?
Senator Paul, if you would please, I'm going to allow Dr. Fauci to respond. We have a number of senators who would like to ask questions, and I would like him to be able to respond. Please do so.
So the last time we had a committee, or the time before, he was accusing me of being responsible for the death of 4 to 5 million people, which is really irresponsible. And I say, why is he doing that? There are 2 reasons why that's really bad. The first is it distracts from what we're all trying to do here today, is get our arms around the epidemic and the pandemic that we're dealing with, not something imaginary. Number two, what happens when he gets out and accuses me of things that are completely untrue is that all of a sudden that kindles the crazies out there, and I have threats upon my life, harassment of my family and my children with obscene phone calls because people are lying about me. Now, I guess you could say, well, that's the way it goes. I can take the hit. Well, it makes a difference because, as some of you may know, just about 3 or 4 weeks ago, on December 21st, a person was arrested who was on their way from Sacramento to Washington, D.C., at a speed stop in Iowa. And the police asked him where he was going, and he was going to Washington, D.C. to kill Dr. Fauci. And they found in his car an AR-15 and multiple magazines of ammunition because he thinks that maybe I'm killing people. So I ask myself, why would Senator want to do this? So go to Rand Paul website, and you see Fire Dr. Fauci with a little box that says, contribute here. You can do $5, $10, $20, $100. So you are making a catastrophic epidemic for your political gain. So the
You have politically attacked your colleagues and in a politically reprehensible way attacked their reputations.
Okay,
you won't defend it. You won't argue it.
I'm
You'll just
sorry,
simply
but we're
turn around the
going to
attack.
continue this hearing. We have a number of questions from
Just
other senators.
one more minute, please.
Well, Dr. Fauci, I really appreciate your response, but we do have a number of questions from senators, and we do have a second round, and I'm being asked to make sure that everybody has their time, so thank you.
Thank you very much for allowing me, Madam Chair.
The only people that works on, the only people that are the audience of Rand Paul are the ones who are keeping this pandemic going. They're the ones who are trying to float these conspiracy theories about Anthony Fauci. Listen, do I agree with the CDC at every turn? Do I think Anthony Fauci is a saint? Did I hang a Saint Fauci Christmas ornament on my Christmas tree this year like so many people did? No. I don't own Fauci gear. I don't think he's infallible. He's but a man. But he's but a man with good intentions. He is a man who has dedicated his life, his career, to saving lives, to the health of humanity. And to vilify him is disgusting. It is wrong. It is immoral. It is reprehensible. And Rand Paul, someone who ostensibly went to medical school, even though he's not registered with any reputable medical board, he created his own medical board because he couldn't get registered with any other. Vile, disgusting, sinister POS, Rand Paul. Anyway, I am back, a video a day. Fantastic. We're going to ease in. Hopefully on Friday, I'll have updates for you that the movers are here. I think if I don't show up Friday for a video, you'll know that the movers showed up and I am in the midst of the chaos of actually getting moved in finally to my house in Washington, D.C. Anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'd love to hear from you. You can sound off, call, leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. I am back on track. Would love to hear from you and get your opinions on the record. Again, in the effort and with the motive of moving the conversation forward. If I bring you value, another thing you can do is support my work here on the platform for as little as $1.99 a month. You can click the join button below this video, become a channel member, or you can go on over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. That's not just for the podcast. That also supports my work right here on YouTube. That would be fantastic. Another fantastic thing would be if you followed me on social media, connect with me there, yell at me there. It's a pretty good time. I'm at Dollemore just about everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I'm going to be getting back to that soon too. The entire operation is getting ready to be up and running. Big things, new things, fantastic things are in store this year. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I will see you next time. And until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.